What you're looking at here is the brand new Nissan Qashqai. It's going to go on sale later on in the summer, and the Qashqai is back. I'm going to go through loads of standard spec that you're going to get from a safety point of view. The car is wider, longer, taller. What's the inside like? We'll cover it all, because if you're curious about the new Qashqai and you can't quite visit a showroom yet, or you just want to have a little look around, you're going to see it all today. So get liking, get subscribing. Let's check out the new Qashqai together. At the front, you got air curtains down here. First time a Qashqai has had them. They actually do go somewhere. LED lights are standard on every single trim range of the car. And then on the top spec, you'll get an indicator that's also part of the daytime running lights, but apart from that, they're in here. And the grille, or the smile, as the people in Nissan call it, it's getting bigger, because you can't have a crossover in 2021 without a big, massive front on it. It's not revolution, it's more evolution. Were we expecting anything else from the Qashqai? I don't think so. Your roof can come in different colors. It can be grey, but in most models, and 4 of the 5 combinations, it's going to be black. And from just the second trim spec up, as with the Qashqai, and it's kind of a market leading thing, a lot of car companies just don't do it at such a low level of trim. You get a moon roof, so it doesn't open, but it's glass, and the light floods in, and it actually gives a nice premium feeling to the car. So that's still staying. It's also a totally different platform, so it's a ground up new model Qashqai. This line here is definitely feels a bit more square, and also the rear quarter of the car, it all just feels a bit more boxy in the design. Still a huge roof spoiler that comes over the back here, and you get a shark fin aerial on all models as of now. Here is where Qashqai has appeared in the letter logo format for the first time ever. You can see exhaust down here. There's a little bit of, I wouldn't say fakeness, but just kind of trim that makes you forget about it. There's an extra crease here, also on the boot. Top spec of the car is the SVE, which is this one, and that gets an electric boot, which has quite a number of options going on in the actual boot. They have looked at everybody and said, we could put that in our car, couldn't we? So as before, there is a shelf that can be adjusted. You can slide it down so it stays up like that. You can separate the boot. That's a kind of handy little thing to be able to do. You can also hide things down here, and you can drop the floor to make it a little bit deeper. But overall, it's just over 70 litres bigger than the outgoing model of Qashqai, and it's got a 12-volt charger back here. It's got 2 lights. I'm not sure if it had 2 lights before, but maybe it just had 1, but certainly 2 now. You're getting a full-size changed wheel. We've got some shopping hooks, and for the first time ever in the Qashqai, because we've had 3 or 4 of them at home, this can actually fit under here. Let's just put it to the test. Let's see if this is the case. Would you look at that? Very handy. They've also made, if you have the keyless option, under here is wider, so you can just kick the boot open if your hands are full. I'm always nervous of these things that they'll never work on camera, but I can't say that now, today. Look at that, 1 take. So that's really good, lovely feature. This version of the car is sitting on 20-inch alloy wheels. They go from 17 up. On certain models you'll get 19s as standard, but 20s, they look lovely, but I just don't know if crossovers need 20-inch alloy wheels. Nissan are not the only ones guilty of it. Here's the thing, the door, 85 degrees. This is a game changer, because that is seriously impressive. There's very few cars in the market that will open that wide, and you'll know if you're a parent, if you're trying to get seats, bags, changing bags, kids, their scooters, their issues, everything in here. You just get in, we're going home. But that's seriously wide, and I'd nearly say everyone else in the market who's going to be competing with the Qashqai doesn't do that. I'll double check it, but I'd nearly be certain. Back here, it is 20 millimeters longer for rear leg room, and you can feel that. You really can. That seat is quite far back. I love the way they've given options of USB and USB-C throughout the car. So no one's going, I don't have the connector for that. because I know it's the future, but we're not quite there yet. You got 2 air vents back here. I'm not seeing climate control because this is the top spec one, so you just have to take what's going up the front. We do get an armrest back here with some nice cup holders. I like the angle of that. So many cars it drops down. It's like as if it needs a blue pill, but not in this case, which is good. These are the Napa upgraded leather seats. They're extremely comfortable. So yeah, in the back, overall, it's good. And that glass roof gives you extra light. I am happy out back here, and I think passengers will be too. And that opening on the door, that's seriously first class. Very, very impressive. In here at the front, things are drastically different. There's a lot more of a premium feel going on. Yeah, we've still got bits of scratchy plastic, but up here, especially in this leather trim option, there's good quality stuff. And again, it's not quite hard there. So I think in here you're going to feel like, oh, this is a bit different. This is a bit of an upgrade. You can get manual, obviously, but this is an automatic gearbox. It's quite small, the controller, there's a shifter for it, so you still got loads of space here. Decent cup holders. The 2-tier armrest is still here in the Qashqai, so you've got USB-C and USB charging options down here again, but then there's a separate little extra tray just there. It doesn't slide, unfortunately, and in certain models you're going to get wireless charging down here. In fact, quite a lot of the Qashqai models will get wireless charging down here. The steering wheel, I haven't seen it in any other Nissan vehicle to date. Maybe the Aria will have it. There's Pro Pilot options on this, again, if your car has that. This does feel nice, nicely wrapped in leather. You can get 2 different size screens here and also here. The resolution will be higher on certain models, but this is very much into the future with the dials. Again, not unlike what you'll see in a Kia or a Hyundai. And then this tablet is still a floating thing. It was down here in the Qashqai, if you remember, so it is up higher, probably better line of sight. Speaking of line of sight, this has a heads-up display, but you know, very few Qashqais are going to have that, let's be honest. So the entry-level car doesn't have a reversing camera, but every other option does, and then certain models will have reverse sensors. So if that's important to you, you need to work out which trim spec you're going to want. It's not unlike the previous setup and software, but certainly the resolution on it is better, and the maps and stuff look an awful lot better. Again, if you can stretch to the top when you're going to sit in a very nice feeling car, these massage Napa leather seats are very, very comfortable. They don't have extenders here for the backs of your thighs, but all in all, though, you're going to sit in here and go, oh yeah, they've changed this a bit. We've also got the little inside part of the door sill that is caught by the outside of the door. You get muck there, you're not going to get dirty trousers, and all will be fine. There's loads of tech stuff that you can get on this car, like you can monitor it on an app. If you've got another driver, maybe a younger driver in the family, you can see where they're going, whether they've left the county, and did they have anybody else in the car with them. If you're into that level of parenting, of course. Hopefully not everybody is. So this car, to me, looks like Nissan have taken all the other competitors, brought them back to the factory, opened them up and said, what does that one do? Doors open really wide, put it on it. What does this one do? Has blind spot, not a standard. Put it across the whole range then. Cross traffic monitoring, who charges for that? Some people. Put it on every single model of the Qashqai. They're the types of things that have evolved from this car, and it's now at a point where you could accuse the last model of being a little bit snug in the back, a little bit skimpy on the interior, a little bit scabby with the standard safety stuff, and you just need to now forget about all of that. Remove it from what you know about the Qashqai currently. Not in the sense that it's a totally different car, it's not. It's just got a bit more room, it's more thought out, and this, compared to every other Qashqai, in my opinion, is exactly as I've described. It's like as if they've taken all the competition and said, whatever we like from them, let's put it on the new one. It's not on sale till, well, officially July is when you're going to start seeing registrations of it. Pricing hasn't been announced. It will be in the next sort of 2 weeks. I've asked the people at Nissan, will it be sub 30? Can you confirm? And they're like, we're not sure. They're very confident it's going to get a 5-star NCAP rating. I'd imagine with all the safety you can get on it, that's an absolute given. But the Qashqai's back, lads. Plenty of ways to support the channel in Patreon, PayPal. Like it, subscribe, comment, share. Ask a question about the Qashqai. If we can answer it, we will. And thank you very much for watching.